Oh, sorry. I suck. I'm trying to find it. Hold on just a second. I wish they'd fix these TV screens. Gosh, so annoying. Damn Russians. It should be coming in. See if it's coming in. Look on your screen. Pendleton, I think you just missed it. Oh, now we're going to go through that again. Yeah, they don't have it. Pendleton, you have to grab the mouse. And you have to look for it because you just missed it. Easily, did you see it?
Yep, we're good.
You got it?
Yep.
It came across the screen. Y'all were all looking the other direction. It came across the screen. Do you want to accept? And now it's gone. I'm going to do it again.
Well, there's something up on our screen. I'm confused as to what we're looking for.
My screen. Do you have my screen? Do you have my white screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the screen with me on it, the little miniature screen, and hover over it, and you'll see a white icon that means expand, and it'll expand it to the other screen. Just hover over it. I think it's in the top right-hand corner. There you go.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay. Now drag the bottom right here. There you go. Good job. Y'all don't suck that much. All right. So everybody can see the screen. Let me go ahead and put the first problem up. And they put these on a font. Have y'all ever seen a font that's like 0.5? Well, that's what they put this. When you print out the homework, it's like a 0.5 font. You have to use your Russian spectacles to 0.29x dx. The directions say, if I can read them, evaluate the improper integral. Now, I don't care how you do it. You can do it by hand. You can do it by the calculator. I don't care. Just tell me either it's a number or it's infinity, and then what does that tell you? Whether it's what?
Convergent or divergent.
Convergent or divergent. And I give you about 4 or 5 of these problems. So with that, everybody should make at least a 50 or 60 on the test, and you're not even cognitive. Okay? You should be able to at least do these and make, let's see, there's 10 problems of 20, there's 5 points apiece. 5 times 4 is 20. And everybody should make like a 60 on this test. At least, minimum. So you pull the 3 out. Now, what can you put in for infinity? Well, you can put in 99999. You can do that. Or you can do it by hand and plug in the infinity. What is the antiderivative of anything to the x power? That's not rhetorical. I want y'all to interact with me. What? No. That's e to the x.
Is it ln?
No, you're thinking of x to the -1. You're thinking of 1 over x. Remember me telling y'all to find that cheat sheet? I told y'all to find it and print it out, did y'all? No. Why? Because it's too much work, right? Integration cheat sheet. Remember me showing y'all? I think it's this one right here or something like that. And you got to pull it up. And of course, you can't see it. Well, it's not going to come up now because it's some kind of Pinterest crap. Let me see if I can find one that you can actually see. Y'all supposed to have already pulled it up. There it is. A to the x power is what? A to the x over the natural log of A, right? Everybody see that? Yeah, Hubert. No, Hubert. Okay, well, I'm glad I could help y'all out. Are y'all just in a piss poor mood today, or y'all just want to antagonize me? Which one is it? Okay, let's come talk to me. Okay. Y'all just in a piss poor mood? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we got 3 times, and what is the antiderivative of 0.29 to the x power? 0.29 to the x power over natural log of what?
0.29.
Evaluated at 3 and infinity. Well, that's going to be equal to 3, and then I'm going to put this in brackets, and I'm going to put 0.29x, or not 29x, 0.29 to infinity over natural log of 0.29 minus 0.29 to the third power over the natural log of 0.29, which that's going to be 3. What's this second one going to go to? It's going to go to a number, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's going to go to a number, so I'm just going to put a number sign there. Okay? 0.29 to infinity over the natural log of 29. Natural log of 29 is a number. So 0.29 to infinity is going to keep getting what? A bigger number, right? But you're going to have a big number minus a number, so that's going to be a number. See what I'm saying? So somebody do that math, and you're going to get basically a number like a decimal. What do you come out with? If you go to 9999, what do you come out with?
0.
You should come out with like 0.03 or something.
I just got 0.
Okay, well, you get a number is what you get. So this one is convergent, and the answer comes out to be 0.9. What does 0.29 to the third power over natural log of 0.29? What does it come out to be?
0.0197.
Okay, so there is a number there, and that's the definitive point right there. Now, if you did it on the calculator from 3 to 99999, did you come up with 0 area?
Yeah.
Okay, it should be more than that. It should be point. You might have to take it to like 5 or 6 nines for it to come up to 0.03, but it is convergent. Okay, it is convergent, and you have to go back to our notes on that one to see, to get back into that realm. This is 6.1, so you need to make sure you go to 6.1 and go over some of those notes that we did. Okay, I'll give y'all 4 or 5 of those. Let's do one that's divergent.
Conversion.
Yeah, that one's convergent.
From 0.32 to infinity, 9.7 x to the negative 0.427 dx. this one, you just take the antiderivative, pull the 9.7 out, and do the antiderivative. Now remember, you got a negative, so that means it's going to come down. So that means you got a natural log, correct? Yes, Hubert. Good, class. Thank you. Remember, x to the negative 1 is equal to 1 over x. What's the antiderivative of 1 over x? What? Natural log of x. I don't know what the heck this thing's doing. The last 2 days, it's been doing all kind of weird stuff. What do you got to remember on this one, though? When you take the antiderivative of this one, what do you got to remember?
Positive when it's at the bottom.
Well, yeah, but what about it?
Don't you need a multiple?
You have to remember, well, yeah, the negative, I'm sorry. The negative makes it go to the bottom and that becomes positive. So this would be the natural log of what?
0.427.
Well, it's going to be 0.427 outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Oh, me. This is just not. 0.427 natural log of x to the 0.427. Because that's what happens when you do the natural log, and I can't write it because this thing won't move and I'm aggravated. There. There. So now we've got antiderivative, or not antiderivative, 9.7 brackets, and then we've got 0.427 natural log of x, the infinity, let's see, infinity to the 0.427 minus 0.427 natural log of 0.32, natural log of 0.32 to the 0.427. Well, that's going to be pretty much infinity minus 0. And what's infinity minus 0 going to be? Infinity. Infinity times 9.7 is what? Infinity. So this one is infinity, which is equal to divergent.
If we put in a calculator, we got error, that means it's divergent.
Exactly. Okay? Because what's happening is it's growing so fast that you're not going to be able to contain, it'll say no parameters. In other words, it's going so fast, it's growing, so you can't predict the area. Where convergent, what's happening with the convergent?
Going towards the x-axis?
Yeah, it's going toward the x-axis, so you can pretty much nullify this and say we got an area. Versus divergent, which means what?
Leaving. It's going away.
It's going away, and the area is getting bigger and bigger, so you cannot predict it. Okay. Go back to the antiderivative of 1 over x. If this was negative 2, what would you get? That would be 1 over x squared, but you also have to put the 2 out in front because of the x squared. You got to remember to do that because it's not 1. Okay? Go back to just look at the cheat sheet when you do the antiderivative of x to the negative power. You'll see it. All right, now let's move to 6.3, because I think I skipped 6.2. I can't remember going over 6.2, but I did 6.3. So I'm not going to put 6.2 on the test. I'm just going to go to 6.3. All right. And on this test, I have 5 that are divergent. Okay? And this one says, determine whether a specific market price, which demand is 0 or price per unit is unbounded, write the maximum possible market price using dollars per unit as the unit of measure for input. Okay, so we're trying to find the maximum possible market price. D of P is equal to 100 minus 2P units. And it says determine whether there is a specific market price above which demand is 0 or price per unit is unbounded. Write the possible market price using dollars per unit as the unit of measurement or input. So they want to know if this has actually got a dollars per unit or is it unbounded. One is going to be dollars per unit and the other one's going to be unbounded. This is 6.3. So go to your notes on 6.3. And use your notes, unless you know it by heart. And if you know it by heart, that's good. This is where we took P and Q. I remember doing this problem in the notes. I'm trying to find it. But they gave us a boundary on that one. Let me find it. They're not giving us the quantity demanded, though. That's what I'm looking for. Did we go over one like this in the notes?
I don't even know.
Yeah, but the one I have is P and Q. It gives you P and Q. It gives you the equilibrium, does it not?
Yeah, it does.
Where in the hell?
The closest one I see is the demand function is 100 over x plus 1, and the equilibrium price is $20.
Yeah, but they didn't give us that in this problem.
Right.
Hey, this freaking book. Okay, I'm gonna find one in 6.3 because evidently this one's even not in the note-taking guide. Just give me a second to find one. Anything. They put a WebAssign expects students not to round intermediate values. They put notes in this note-taking guide that says WebAssign don't do the same thing that we do. That's great. I'll just stand by a minute. I'm trying to... Well, it's pretty much not in here. This type problem is not in here. I'm trying to find... Alright, we're going to skip those two. I'm going to skip these two. Until I go over it, I'm going to skip these two. Because what they've done is they don't even have it. They don't even have it in the note taking. This question is not in the note taking guide. I had to pick one that wasn't in the note taking guide. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me just go to the next one. I'm going to take that question off because it's not even in the note. I thought we did one like this. But didn't it have a demand and a supply formula?
You need one, yeah.
Yeah. This one don't give anything.
I mean, what's it essentially asking? Like, find the unit price and then also... What else?
And what I don't understand is it says determine whether there is a specific market price which the demand is 0.
The market price. Well, that would be there's like the max price where no one would buy it.
Yeah. Well, then that would be what, $50?
I mean, you still need the demand to figure out.
Yeah, the demand is 0. If you 0 is equal to 100 minus 2p. This is so stupid. Minus 100 is equal to negative 2p. My God. P is equal to 50. That's why it wasn't in the note-taking skills. It's basic algebra. Okay, I'll give y'all one of those on the test because it's so easy. All right, is this one bounded? Yes. Why is it bounded? Because you actually got something that you... What does this mean? Whoever said that, thank you. Well, it means that if the demand is 0, the price is going to be what? $50. That's what it's saying. Now you have basically a P sub O and a Q sub O. P sub O, comma, Q sub O.
So Hubert, what exactly, like when you were putting this question up, what exactly was it asking for?
It says, that's what I've said 2 or 3 times, determine whether there is a specific market price above which demand is 0. Which demand is 0. That's what you're looking for. Which demand is 0. And I didn't see that when I was actually writing which demand is 0. So you have to set the demand equal to what? 0. And solve it. It's just basic algebra. That's why I couldn't find it in the note-taking guide, because it's not even in there. So what about this one? It says determine whether there is a specific market price which the demand is 0. And they give you a different, I'm going to just do this one in red. Same question, which demand is 0. And this is the demand formula. D of P is equal to 4.8 P to the 0.1 units. So 0 is equal to 4.8 P to the negative 0.1. So you're going to divide by 4.8, and P, the price, is going to be equal to what, basically? 0. So this would be unbounded. The reason it's unbounded is because you're not going to make something for nothing, no matter how many you want to supply or how many. So this means unbounded. Now, I want to ask you a question. If you're a teacher and you're going by the note-taking guide, wouldn't you expect for this to be in the note-taking guide?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, these are test questions I'm pulling from. Y'all see I'm pulling test questions from the test bank, and the test questions are not even in the note-taking guide. But the note-taking guide says, there's a note at the top that says, we aren't using these, or there are some that we left out. Thank you. So these are 2 pre-algebra questions. If you get a price, then it's bounded, meaning that there is an equilibrium, or there is, what do we call it, a shut-off? Wasn't it called a shut-off in our note?
Shutdown?
Shutdown. There is a shutdown, meaning it's bounded. And see, we went over that, and the notes called it shutdown. But they didn't do one like this. Shutdown means it's bounded. When you have a shutdown, that means it's bounded. When you have 0 demand for $0, that means it's unbounded. Sorry about that. I don't usually have this much trouble teaching a class. Sorry. Some of y'all have had me before. Ms. Kubu, have I ever had this much trouble? I didn't think so. And some of y'all have had me in 109 and 130. All right, this one says the willingness of saddle producers to supply saddles can be modeled. And this should be a homework question, but these 2 should be homework questions too. Have any of y'all seen this question?
Not in homework.
So it's just asking who's found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make this daggum. I don't know. I'm just so frustrated over this whole book. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna write the question out if I can read it. The willingness of a saddle producer. The willingness of a saddle, and I guess it means saddle like going on a dang old horse. Producer to supply saddles. Producer to supply saddles is modeled as S of P is equal to 0 for P is less than 5. And what do we call that? Remember what we called that?
A penny.
That's shut off or shut down or whatever you call it. Okay? So they're not going to produce any for less than 5. For the price is less than 5. Now that could be 500, but you ain't going to get no saddle for $5. All right? Okay. S of P is thousands. Okay, P is thousands of dollars, so this is thousands. Dang. I ain't never bought no saddle for $1,000. That's ridiculous. Dang on, must have diamonds and jewelry in it. And 2.194 times 1.295p to the p power. And p is greater than or equal to 5. Now what do we do on this one? First thing you want to do is graph it. Okay, now you don't have to graph it, but it kind of helps because they're going to ask for how many saddles produced. We did 2 like this in class. Do y'all remember?
Yeah.
Y'all should say yeah. I heard one person say yeah. How many saddles will producers supply when the market price is $4,000?
0.
Good job. 0. Answer is 0. So A, they're going to ask, how many saddles will producers supply? How many saddles will be supplied at $4,000? And of course, the answer is 0. B. B says, if I can read it. No, we ain't got to B yet. We got. How many saddles will producers supply when the market is at 5,000? That's not B. It's the second part of this question. How many saddles will be supplied at 5,000? Well, what do? This includes 5,000 right here. See there? That includes 5,000. So what are you going to do with that 5,000? Plug and what? Plug and chug. Go ahead and do that. Somebody tell me what you get. What'd you get? 1.295 caret symbol 5,000 times 2.194. You don't need to be on the calculator drill team to be able to do that. You should be able to do that. Okay, nobody's going to answer me. It can't be an error.
Don't you?
You put in 5, not 5,000.
Yeah.
Is it 8?
Isn't it 7.99?
Okay, 5.
Yeah.
What?
Comes out 10.
They produce 8 saddles.
I'm sorry, I wrote down the wrong number because I can't see. God bless it, small print. 6,000. I'm sorry. Y'all think I'm crazy, but you ought to see this print.
10.3.
The 10.347.
There you go. Who got that?
Me.
Good job. You're a winner. 10.348.
So on the test, for a test question, would you want us to write they produce 10 because you're not going to produce 0.348 of a saddle?
I don't really care. I'm really happy if you get 10.3. Okay? Miss Kubu, is this small or not? Okay, Miss Kubu's got good eyes. She don't wear glasses. And she says this is small ass print. Okay? But I want y'all to know that I'm looking at small ass print. This book has done pissed me off so much. I'm just really, I have to hold it in this light so I can at least see it. And I've tried to make it bigger. I've tried. And with WebAssign is like, y'all ever seen the SpongeBob episode where Patrick has got the skateboard turned upside down and he's pushing it with his foot while it's upside down? Y'all ever seen that?
No.
Well, trying to get WebAssign to do anything out of the ordinary is trying to ride a skateboard with the wheels facing up. B, at what price will producers supply 20,000 saddles? I'm going to make sure I read that right. 20,000 saddles. 20,000, this is the way they got it written. Saddles. Actually, you could really just trace it and find the closest price to 20,000 on your calculator, or you could plug it in and solve. But if you plug it in, you divide by 2 point. Then you'd have to use the natural log, so it might be easier to trace it. Somebody trace it and on the graph and see what you get at 20,000 or 20. Because that's what you would plug in. You'd plug in 20 since everything's in thousands already. You would just plug in 20. I'm looking. I got to find it. No, a little bit higher than that.
Yeah. Like that. Like you make it.
Now look at the question. How many saddles will be supplied at $6,000? 10,000, right? So at 20,000, is it going to be higher or lower than 6,000?
Higher.
It's going to be higher because, no, it's going to be, it's going to be higher. So trace that line and find 20,000. Now is 20,000 going to be Y or X? 20,000 is going to be Y. Because your X is your price.
Like 8.5.
8.54.
It's close to that, isn't it?
Good job. 8.55 is close enough for government work. I'll take anything around 8.5.
Just click trace and get close to 20.
Yeah, that's what I said. Remember me saying trace?
I
You
do.
can do it through the window. If you get the, not the window, what is it, the table? Go to the table, and you might be able to do it, but it'll take you forever to get to 20. Well, you can just get 20. See if you can get 20 in the table. What did you use to get to 8 points? Did you use trace or did you use the table?
I just used, I went to bars and just kept plugging in until I got close.
Okay, well, that's good too. But I would use the trace button, or I would use the table with the graph and find where y is equal to what? 20. Did anybody use the table? Or did anybody use trace?
I just kind of plugged and chugged. I got 8.5.
Okay, well, did you plug it in algebraically and take the natural log of both sides, or what did you do?
No, I just took the 2.194, that equation, and then just plugged in. Since $6,000 provided 10,000.
Well, you could have solved
went up
it.
from there.
You could have went 20 is equal to 2.194, 1.295p. Divide by, somebody divide 20 by 2.194. What do you get?
Just like 9.115.
I'm sorry, what?
9.115.
9.115 is equal to 1.295p. Here you can take the natural log of both sides, or log base 10, log of 9.115 is equal, are y'all listening or what? Log of 1.29 to the p power. And you can actually solve that by bringing the p out front. God, I'm so good. See, I can do the math, people. Problem is, I can't follow this book. Take the p out front. Hold on a second. Let me find my board. Take the p out front, and that's going to be log of 9.115 is equal to p times the log of 1.29. Somebody tell me, what rule did I use to bring that p out front? Power rule. Power rule of logarithms. If there's something raised to a power, you can bring it what? Out front. Now, to get p by itself, log of 1.29 on both sides. So somebody take the log of 9.115 and divide by log of 1.29. Tell me what you get.
8.678.
What?
8.678.
And what did we get?
8.55 is what we said.
8.5. So you can use the trace function, you can use the table, or you can use what?
Algebra.
Algebra. To find b. Now, the reason some people say, well, you said it was 8.5 and it's 8.6. Well, actually it's 8.55, isn't it? Which is 8.6. And it depends on how far your calculator is set. If it's on floating or 10 significant digits, you have to go to mode and do that. If you take it out to 10 significant digits, it will be more correct or more accurate to your answer, which I'll take either one.
You can plug it into solver and just subtract it.
I'm sorry, take what?
Plug it into solver and then just do y1 minus 20.
Okay, Ms. Kugo said you can take it, put it in the solver for you calculator drill team people, because I have no idea where that is. Solver, you can do that, okay? Ms. Clapp, you know what that is? I saw you laughing. You know what the solver is?
Yeah, I was laughing at calculator drill team.
Yeah, you know where that comes from? When I first started teaching, about 2 semesters after I started teaching, I would say get the calculators out, and every year it would get better and better. the little synchronized, taking it out of the cover, it started getting so synchronized that I started calling those students a calculator drill team. I would say, okay, I want you to get your calculators out, and it'd be like in the Marine Corps, you have to do, inspection arms. It was like, so that's why I call it the calculator drill team. All right. There'll be a couple of these questions on here, so let's finish this one. All right, here's where we get into the calculus. Remember in the notes, we got into two steps at the end where you do the calculus. So I'm going to erase what we got here. I'm going to make adjustments on this test because I'm going to have to, because the book and the questions are so terrible. I might have to add some stuff on these questions, like just do the simple algebra or just look for it in the calculator. I'm going to have to, because I've come to the conclusion that these questions and book is so terrible that you could know how to do the problem, but the way that they ask you, you're clueless. And so I'm just going to do that, and that way I think that'll help you out a whole lot more. Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong or right. But calculate the producer revenue when the market price is $9,500. Calculate the producer revenue when the market price is, make sure I write it down right, 9,500. When the market sets the price at 9,500, what is the producer making? And this is C. I'm going to write both of these down. C and D. D says, calculate the producer surplus when the market price is at 9,500. MP is market price. You remember when we did this, we found the area and we found the surplus? I don't know if y'all remember that or not. We did it just the other day. Producer revenue. Remember what the producer revenue is? Length times what? Length times width with your shutdown value. Or not your shutdown value, your equilibrium, sorry. So they're giving you the 9,500 is what? Your X of O. So plug it in to get your what? Your Y, and then you'll have your length times your width. So I'll draw this on here for y'all. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
So we're looking like 9,500 is right here. And we need this number right here. So when you set the price equal to 9,500, plug that in for P, what do we get?
I got 32.3.
32.39.
I got 20.
This pen is not. Come down and get the other one. Maybe it'll write a little bit better. That thing's going all over the place. 32 point what?
39.
Let me erase it. Everybody else get 32.39?
No.
Okay. I got like 25.6.
That's what I got.
Okay, 25.6.
Sorry.
This could be you're a loser. You should quit school. 25 point what?
6.
574 or 6.
25.6, close enough for government work. Now, somebody take your length times your width and tell me what that comes out to be.
So you just found where X was 90.
Get that right. You can ask it.
Uh-huh.
What's 25.6 times 9,500? Let me find it on this. Where am I at?
242,200.
Yeah, that's your X. That's why.
That's it. Wait a minute, let's see what they got. I can't see.
Excellent.
242.953. Is that what y'all got?
What do you do?
Keep the table.
Pays?
Back in the ground. Put it in the
Well, I'm sorry. Multiply 25 times 95.
How did you know it was 9.5?
2,375.
Just because
Okay,
you're.
forget it then. Y'all, somebody got it a while ago. You said 242.953. Did you not? What?
I got
Yeah, I just did rounded to 0.6. He did the more exact. So mine's a little higher.
Okay, well, what? Somebody give me this. Okay, forget the 0.6. Somebody give me that total right here. What's the actual? Give me 3 digits.
25.574.
25.574. Now multiply that by 9,500 and see what you get.
242.953.
That's it. So you got to carry at least to 3 digits. But I'll be lenient on that. Just, I would highly suggest that you do the couple of these for homework. I can't tell you which one it is because, okay, hold on. 6.4, number 13. 6.4, number 13, and number 17. Write that down. 6.4, number 13, and 17. When you pull up your questions on the homework, hopefully it'll have something like that on there up in the right-hand corner or somewhere. That'll say number 13 or number 17, because I think I pulled this off of the homework. Now calculate the producer surplus. Remember, that's where you use the integration. That's the integration of your, and this is where you can use your calculator. That's just the antiderivative of the function from your shutdown value to what? To equilibrium. Right here. Your shutdown to what? Equilibrium. Call it shut down, shut off. I don't care what you call it. It's the end of the dadgum line, all right? That's the area you want. So that's going to be the antiderivative. What was this point? 5?
Yeah.
0.99. We'll go 5 because it's to the right, so it'd be 5. So from 5 to 95.
9.5 or 95?
Because that's in thousands, so 9.5. 9.5 because it's in thousands. Just put thousands on the answer. Well, it's not going to be this. It's going to be millions because it's going to be a lot. of the function 2.194 times 1.295 to the p power or x power dx or dp.
I got 68.017.
Now, when you do that, what did you get, Miss Clapp?
I got
You got it, 'cause I heard you say it.
I got 68.018.
Good job. 68.018, and that's millions.
Why did I get 64.9?
Well, you're wrong. You
I
need
see
to leave.
You did 9.5, right?
You're a loser. Check your calculation, honestly.
You did 9.5 because it was that.
Sounds like you got the right stuff. You just punched the wrong number in or something.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay. So you're not a loser. You're just a disappointment.
Sounds better.
Yeah, you're just a disappointment.
That's a little better.
Yeah. I'm going to give y'all one to work on. I think since this is the easiest one to kind of understand, because I actually understand this question, I think we might put a couple of these on the test. But on the other ones where you don't have any idea what they're asking for, I'll make sure I put a note on it or a hint or something like that. On the online version, I'll put a hint. Everybody, do y'all know that there's a hint that I can put stuff in? I think I could put a hint. And on the in-class test, I'm just going to tell you what to do.
Okay.
And I know that sounds awful, but basically, I'm gonna say it like this. This class, you passing or failing depends on me and you, and that's it. Has nothing to do with the book, because the book is not even in the equation. The last time I taught a course that the book was this terrible, I taught differential equations. And the book was about this thick, 3/4 of an inch. Now, do y'all know what differential equations is? It's a hard-ass class, all right? And they gave us a book that was this thick. Have y'all ever seen a Calculus 1, 2, and 3 book or a Calculus 1 and 2 book? How thick is it? It's about that thick. It looks like a Bible, okay? This DiffEQ book was that thick. It was the most worthless textbook, I think. And this is what it would do. It would put the first line of the equation, and then it would put 3 dots, and then it would put the answer. So, all right, I'll shut up. I'm bitching too much. I'm sorry. Let me go on and give y'all another question so y'all can learn, because I don't want to hinder y'all's learning. All right. This is D of P. This is one I'm just going to give y'all to work on. D of P is equal to 35 minus 7 natural log of P. This is a terrible way to write this question. This is the way they got it written. Is equal to 35 minus 7 ln P million units. That's exactly how they've got it written. Now, why do I have a problem with that?
Absolute value bars.
Okay, that would be 35.
No, that's. Why do I have a problem the way that's written?
That's to do with the ln.
Well, it's all what? It's all smushed together. They don't have no semicolons in there. They don't have no parentheses. They don't have an absolute value like you said. It's just all written together. Just like you said, you can't even see that the 7 goes with the natural log. It looks like it's 35 minus 7. That's the way it's written on this paper. So I would probably put this right here. The supply is equal to shut off or shut down or whatever it's called is 0 at P is less than 4. I think we did one like this, did we not? And 3 times 1.081 to the P power for P is greater than or equal to 4. They want to locate, I'm just going to write down some things they want to find, but I want you to find pretty much whatever we found in the last one. Let me see. They want you to find the shutdown point. I think that's A. Hold on. Yeah. A. Says write a sentence of interpretation. I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to put B, sentence of interpretation, but I'm not interpretation. I'm just going to tell you what that is. I don't even know how to spell interpretation right. I'm not going to try to look at it on this page. Locate the point of market equilibrium. B, C. Locate equilibrium and write a sentence of interpretation there. So the first part is simple. You just plug in what? You plug in, you got to have an X and a Y. They want the X and Y. On the shutdown point, I'm sorry, they want P and Q. And I guess they want that on the equilibrium also, because on the equilibrium is P star and Q star.
Gotta get it bigger.
I didn't see the fit.
All right, what does the shutdown price come down to be? 4 and what? Did y'all not plug in 4 right here? Or 4 and 0, or 0 and 4? Should be 0. But they got 4, 4.097. Did y'all get 4.097? When you plugged in 4, because this is where you actually start. So the starting point is at 4. You're going to plug in 4. So somebody tell me, when you plugged 4 in, what's 1.081 to the 4th power times 3?
4.097.
Thank you. That's what I asked y'all to. Thank y'all for the. So that's the first point. So what does that mean? Somebody tell me in layman's term what that means. That means basically, I'll answer you, Hubert. That means from here back, this is 3.99 to 0. The producer is not going to what? It's not going to produce anything. At the price of 3.99, $3.99 or whatever, they're not going to produce anything. And that's what you need to write for B. Now, I'm going to give you what they say here. Producers are willing to supply 4.097 million units at a market price of $4. Anything, but I'm ad-libbing here. Anything below $4, the producers will shut down. So if you understand that part, then good to go. Now, how are we going to find the equilibrium? Anybody have any idea?
Just graph both equations, figure out where they intersect.
Graph what?
Okay.
The demand and supply, and then find their intersect.
Good job. Do that. Thank you so much. I'm glad somebody learned something. Who said that?
I did.
Whose I did, because I don't see you. Good job, whoever did. Cross them. Tell me where they intersect. So the demand, which is I'm going to do in blue, is going down through here, and I'm just going to put 35 minus 7 natural log of P. Or natural log of X in your calculator. And then do an intersect, and somebody give me that X and Y.
19.85 and 14.08.
And this one is what? 14 point ...
08.
08 ... And now what can you find? Now you can find what we found at last. You can find the area. Somebody multiply 19 by 14. What do you get?
$266.
266. That's your area. Millions or whatever. That's your area. And then you can actually find, we'll use another color. Use the intersection key. That green area right there, that would be the what? The area from what? 4
to equilibrium.
19.8 ... of 3, 1.081 to the P power, and somebody put that in your calculator and see what you get, and that would be the supply.
That's the right intersection?
Yeah. Yeah, if I wrote it up there, that's what the gospel, this conglomeration of pages, I'm not going to call it a book, says. Now I'm going to call this E. The blue is E, and the green is F. Because I added that because of the last problem. E is your area of the length times the width. Area equals length times width of your equilibrium. And then the F is this area right here, which is your supply. So if somebody just do that on your calculator and tell me what you get, just round it to the whole number. I'm not going to, since we're
128.
doing it. What?
128.
128. Everybody get that?
Yep.
And that's your supply. So you've got your surplus and your supply, just like the last problem asked for. I'm sorry, the revenue and the surplus. I'm sorry. The blue is the revenue, producer revenue.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
This is the producer revenue, is the blue area. And then what I say the other was? Producer surplus. Producer surplus. Make sure you can do those two problems really well. The rest of the test, I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, okay? Because it's like Miss Kugu said when she was leaving the other day. Y'all know how to do the math. The problem is, with this book, you don't know whether to blank or go blind. Because the way it's written, y'all know how to do the math. You just don't know what it's asking for. And if I have that problem, I know dang well you've got it. Does everybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there and look at me like I'm crazy.
I think that's the whole reason that a bunch of people failed, like that Lamb guy's class.
And he was just regurgitating, wasn't he?
Right. So, like, if the book was just like telling you stuff and you didn't know what it was asking, then he was just telling you stuff and you didn't know, like, what the hell he even wanted on the test.
That's what you need to put in your evaluation. Don't put the name of the teacher. Just put that the teachers are regurgitating what's coming out of the book and not explaining anything because they don't know. Because that's what the problem is.
WebAssign doesn't help either.
Oh, WebAssign sucks.
You don't get any explanation.
Yeah, there's no explanation, no videos. That's why I have to go to Khan Academy and other videos to figure out what this book is trying to explain. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to give y'all a test Monday, and don't worry, because it's going to kind of be a discussion type test. But I got to have the proctors in there for the Dog and Pony Show. Okay, y'all can talk to me, I can talk to y'all, y'all can talk to each other, we can discuss it. But we're going to discuss it. But the proctors, I'm just having the proctors in there just so nobody, just so y'all can say that there was a proctor in there if somebody asked you. Okay, do y'all get that?
Yeah.
It's stupid. All right.
I have a question about this problem.
Together, basically.
Yeah.
So if we're selling at equilibrium, how is it possible that there's a surplus? Because in econ, we learned that if there's a surplus, you adjust your price based on that. So if it is at equilibrium, there can't be a surplus.
Well, remember equilibrium, well, that's a question for your economics teacher. Okay, I can't answer that question. That would be like a biology teacher. That would be like you asking a chemistry problem in a biology class. I have no earthly idea. I'd have to actually sit there and think about it.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain something I don't know. I'm gonna just tell you I don't know. Who's your economics teacher?
I had Rathwell and who's the old fart?
Rathwell, from what I hear, is a very good.
Rathwell's the old fart.
He's actually a very good teacher, from what I hear.
Yeah.
He is a very good teacher.
I would ask him that question, and he knows me. He knows if I don't know something, I'm going to tell you. And
Okay.
tell him I don't know how to explain that because I'm not an economics teacher. But
Right.
I'm gonna make it an effort in the next year. I'm gonna find out what this crap means. Okay? I am. Whether I have to go get a book or whether I have to audit a 3 or 4 level class, I'm gonna figure out what this stuff means. Because it bothers me to teach a class and not have the book to help me out to figure out what it means. And so I would highly suggest you ask him that. And Monday, I want everybody to come in and take the test, but it's going to be, like I say, a dog and pony show. Hopefully, we'll have a kind of a group/class test with a proctor.
So you said that the people who are to make up the in-class for test 1, we're going to do that Monday
for that
too?
second hour, because the class is 2 hours.
Okay,
First,
so we'll just...
the Unit 2 test will take 1 hour, or up to 1 hour, or whatever. Okay, however long we take to finish it. Okay, that leaves you with the second hour that y'all have already scheduled to be in class. So I'm just changing the class format. So that means the second hour, which it won't take an hour, I'll give you 5 questions from the previous section, like I did with the other students. And you take the test and you give it to the proctor and make sure they mail it to me so I'll have all of the tests, okay?
Okay.
So if you missed the Unit 1 test in class, just stay after, whenever we finish with the Unit 2, stay after that, and that's within the class time that you had already scheduled to be here. We'll just go ahead and knock that out.
So
Who
those
else has got
questions...
questions? Huh?
I have one more. The questions that are going to be asked on that in-class portion for Unit 1, as far as like reviewing or whatever, can we just look at the previous homeworks?
Look at the test that you took, because that's where it comes from.
Okay.
The online test.
All right.
Review it. Go to your grade book and review the test and print it out if you want to. And you should be able to use that because I just picked 5 questions from that test. And they're pretty basic. Like I said, the in-class test is a dog and pony show with the proctor. It's really just kind of give you more points, really. Yeah. Because I averaged 2 tests together.
Okay, but they're counting as like regular tests now, right?
Yes. Yes, I do that because people gaffed it off in the past. And I can't do that because I'm getting a lot of pressure from department head to make, you need to have a proctor in there. You can't see all them people. I can see everything that y'all do and I can hear everything that y'all do. But telling that to a T-Rex or telling that to administration that don't know what this is, they have no clue what I'm talking about. So I have to play their game. So that's why I'm playing their game. So that's what we're doing. It's just a dog and pony show. If I see a lot of, you know, I'm not I pick out problems for the in-class test, problems that are not very difficult, so I can just go ahead and get that out of the way so y'all can do the on-class test, the online test. So that, to me, that's what really matters. But anyway, just be here after class or after the second test. Y'all have any other questions?
And so the online one's going to open up Monday?
Yeah, I'll probably open it up, while we're doing the in-class test. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, I'll open up the online Monday.
All right.
And I'll probably shut down the homework Monday at midnight, or I might give y'all all weekend. I might open up all weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do there. But you only got one section of homework left, and that's 6.4, and that's due Saturday. So y'all should be able to knock that out. It's only like 4 questions. Okay? All right. Y'all have a good weekend.
Do you have the recording from last session?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
I'll see if I can post it. Yes, I'll try.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, see y'all. I'll post them both today.